Oh, okay. Let's go ahead. Let's get this thing started. Okay. Let me double check really quickly. Okay. Twitch. Oh, okay. We looking good. Okay. Let me see. Twitch. I am double checking up on Twitch right now. Okay, Twitch is reading is good. OBS is looking pretty good right now. Okay. Hold up. I'm about to put this thing right here. Okay. Royal High Table. We're also, luckily, I'll say this, we definitely don't have to be waiting too long. I got the camera set up right here. It's about to be catching pretty soon. This right here, YouTube channel, we about to be live streaming this thing off of YouTube as well, folks. The Royal High Table podcast live stream of September 23rd, 2024. Okay. And we about to do this up on the internal spheres, social media, YouTube and Instagram. I'll say this: the more devices that I get, well, even though this is funny enough because I have a lot of devices as is, but just the more like mobile and other devices, we'll be live streaming on so many other different platforms. All right, we're definitely going to take this to a whole nother level. Next, done. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get us on and popping for Instagram. Okay, let's go ahead. Bam, go live. Oh, okay. We are live now on TIS. Oh, come on now. Listen, if Instagram start getting me when it comes to this thing, when it comes to the dang Wi-Fi, I'm gonna be upset as ever. And the Wi-Fi's connected. WTF, bro? Hold up. Let me see. Okay, and it's back up. So let's go back over to Instagram. Okay. It's still saying poor connection. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give it one more shot. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. We'll just chalk it up to it being a while, because it definitely was a while. Jeez Louise, man. Okay. Let's go ahead and go live up on my channel. Okay. Bam. I'm trying to get this camera right, y'all. My bad. I'm trying to get this camera right. Alright. Now granted, I may have to look down at y'all, but we still gonna be good. We still gonna be straight. Alright. Bam. Oh, no. Don't fall over. Okay. Do not fall over. That would be very bad. Oh, yeah, and we're live on, on Facebook as well. Okay. Everything looking good. All right. Everybody's almost at the party. 2, 1. Bam. We got this here. I'm going to go ahead and set we going live now on my IG page. And then last but certainly not least, we got the money maker. We got the nice little camera professional setup. Let me go ahead and get this middle set thing going on right now. Hold up, y'all. Yeah. How's it going, folks? How's it going? You already know the waves, and for sure, you already know the vibes. It is Zachariah White, a.k.a. King Big Daddy Drip, back at it like it's nothing with this drip and the sauce, because I am the boss. I am back. We are here. Happy good day to every single one of you ladies and gentlemen all over wherever it is that you happen to be at. I know that right now we coming up on 11 p.m. on this Monday, so I hope y'all are having a marvelous Monday on this go around. And shoot. Right now we have so many different people. Well, not so many different people. I'll say so many different devices and just so many different things up and going right now. You know, of course, you know, we got my particular my personal Facebook. You know, we live on my personal Facebook. We're live on what's up Malik? All right now we're live on Facebook as we speak. My personal Facebook. We're live on my personal YouTube channel, live on the Internal Spears Instagram, the Internal Spears YouTube channel. We're live on my Instagram, live on the Internal Spears Twitch, and we got the nice camera here catching all the good footage. So, but all in all, right, yo, what's up, Malik? But for everybody tuning in, all right, I do want to thank y'all for the love and support pulling up again. And right now, right here, we got another episode of the Royal High Table. It has definitely been a long time. How long has it been since I made the last since we've done the last episode of the Royal High Table? I really don't know how long it's been since we've last done that. But what I can say though is that, well, I mean, the reason why I guess I'm sort of all over the place, my mind is bouncing from one spot to the next, is because I think the last time that we've done a live stream was, you know, a couple weeks ago, maybe last month, worst case scenario, you know. But you know, the podcast as well as is something totally different from us playing video games, playing The Walking Dead, which I'll say this. I'm trying to get myself all the way right when it comes to, you know, when honestly just get myself right when it comes to being disciplined, maintaining discipline. You know, again, waking up at a reasonable time, going to sleep at a reasonable time, you know, the productivity in terms of getting tasks done, you know, getting things up and getting things posted, shot, you know, again, putting the word out about this person or this entity, that's always been, you know, that's always been maintained. But, you know, I just got to go through and really set and map out my personal formula and stick to it, man. That's what I'm finding. But you know, all in all though, again, I big ups to regardless of who happens to be here, regardless of, you know, who happens to come across this video, big ups to y'all and thank y'all so much. And in this particular episode, what I did happen to have, of course, we're going to start off with something like, you know, again, just us just talking about whichever, you know, just, I won't say very light questions to get us, you know, started off, and also it'll give the people enough time to you know, file in to the videos if they want to, or file in to the live if they want to participate in it. But two things that I did want to talk about, especially just before, you know, just before it went past, and it was not old news because these two things are very, very serious, but I just wanted to talk about them while it was still recent. I wanted to talk a little bit about the and I'll say rest in peace in advance, but talk a little bit about the passing of Rich Homie Quan. All right, big ups to him for all of what he's done, not just for the city of Atlanta, the state of Georgia. His impact. I won't even go into too far right now, but just off rip, just thinking about Rich Homie Quan again. When his name and his just everything that you think about him just comes to surface. You know, again, you think Atlanta, you think the state of Georgia, you think his importance to the hip hop culture. You know, so definitely big. But you know, shoot, who would we be if we didn't talk about it? All right, so we're definitely going to spend some time. We're going to spend some time reflecting on the legacy, reflecting on what we've been able to come across and appreciate from Rich Homie Quan, and also granted this might be a little point of interest, but we also going to talk about the second attempt. I don't necessarily know too much of what to call it, and I'll say this, and this is why we're going to talk a little bit more about it, but I don't necessarily know too much of what to make of it, but the second attempt on the second assassination attempt on Donald Trump. All right, now that is another key point of interest, and I really don't know all of what to think or what to say. Well, I guess when we get to the section, I'm gonna give you guys my initial thoughts. Not because I haven't really tuned in too much into the news and read a whole lot or whichever. I'm gonna give you guys my initial thoughts from afar. Again, I'll caution everything by hey, this is not an informed thought. This is just this is how I'm feeling, sort of kind of stepping into it. This is my preconceived thoughts, preconceived feelings walking in. Not saying y'all need to take it and run with it. And then afterwards, I tell you, I got some sources here, because hey, listen, y'all don't see the whole setup. Well, the folks on Twitch, they see more of the setup. But I got a couple laptops set, like right off to the side of me. I got my sources, and that's something that we're going to look to. Even though like we would normally, just historically speaking, whenever I go through and I set up these podcast episodes, I'll get the notes, I'll put it up on the Google Docs and put it right here. But nah, I'm gonna switch it up just a little bit. I'm gonna actually bring up the actual source, just so that we could go through and read it. And I do implore that whenever it is that, even though we're gonna go through and we're gonna read these sources together, I do implore you guys to go and I do implore y'all to go and check out these sources on your own. All right, just so that you guys can see exactly what it is that see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. See exactly what it is that we're talking about. And not only that as well, I would just implore you guys to keep doing research, because the more information's power. All right, information is definitely power, and it's within everybody's best interest to. And you may not have all of it, but you definitely better have a lot of it. That's for dang sure. That's for dang sure. But all in all, just to kick things off, again, I'm paying attention to the chats. Paying attention to just about all the chats. All right, let me pop up the Twitch, because I had up the OBS, right? Okay. You still, we're gonna wait for a little bit of folks to pop up. Hey, what's up? And speaking of pop up, again, I know that I had my brother's uncle pop up in the live. I don't know if he's still in, and there was another gentleman that just popped up on the Instagram just now. You know what, man? Jeez, whenever it is that I finish, I'm really gonna have to make it an effort to go back and again I guess pause this so before I even finish what I was about to say, what I'll say is this, right? We're the first initial question, just to get us a little bit warmed up, is how are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? This is a self let's just say a checkup, right? A checkup on the mental, a checkup on the emotional, and shoot, even a checkup on the spiritual, because again, life will take you push all over the place, man. All over the place, regardless of which realm you want to think. Again, mental, physical, emotional, psychological, physiological. I'm just throwing words out there, but y'all get what I mean. And essentially, again, I know it's been I've been getting out videos. I've definitely come across some more useful tools to help push out the content to you guys and put it in a particular format that'll be let's just say that's more appreciated when it comes to or it goes well more when it comes to the certain trends that happen to be just in place with these different social media sites and all. But it's regardless of it, just having all these different again having all the cameras up, just us going through and us just doing our talking. It's always a good time. It's this right here. This is what brings me a good bit of joy, I must say. So I did. Oh, yo, what's up, Jasmine? What's up, Jasmine? What's poppin'? Yeah, actually, I'll say this, right, Jazz. Again, I'm not certain what you got going on. But I did want to ask you this, right? You feel free to type in your answer, but you're like, listen, how are you doing? That again, it's another episode of the Royal High Table. But shoot, just before we get into everything, I just wanted to ask everybody how they were doing. I know me again, like going back to what I was saying. This. I won't go into all the specifics, but especially this past month or so has been. This past month or so has definitely been it's had its ups and it's definitely had its downs. I'll say that much. A lot of lessons that are compact within this piece. And right now, not only just for myself personally, but just for my the kingdoms as well, the internal sphere, the external sphere. We're still going about. We're always even in the deepest of the valleys. We're still finding ways to keep going. We're still finding ways to improve ourselves. Constantly. Oh, my fault. I accidentally the phone accidentally fell, but still trying to find our way to find a way to keep going, find a way to keep progressing, find a way to keep improving ourselves, find a way not only just to, I'll say really, the most important thing is being able to help and serve God, help and serve the heavenly kingdom, but we're also trying to find a way to make sure that, of course, we help and take care of ourselves individually, take care of ourselves as a unit, and also take care of everyone else. There's not, of course, taking, helping out the heavenly kingdom is something that is of critical and vital importance. But when it comes to just being able to help and provide something of value to all of those different groups, like I said, the heavenly kingdom, our own entity, and everyone else. Even though in many different ways, I think of everybody is already being incorporated within our kingdoms that we have, but it's still important to find ways to help out each and every single one of those different groups. And again, there's a lot of, I'll say a lot of mental work, a lot of emotional work, a lot of spiritual, soulful work that I've been up to, as of lately. But nonetheless, man, shoot, that's life. And honestly, I hope that for every, for you guys, again, it really doesn't matter to me whether you're tuning in now or you're tuning in later on, whatever it is, I just, overall, y'all just make sure, of course, that y'all take y'all times to always, I'll say, to check up on yourselves. Definitely to evaluate how things are going in your life. If everything is going the way that you like it, and you're getting the results, you're getting what it is that you're striving for, that you're looking for, then that's awesome. Just make sure that you get your blueprint, you get your set plan, and I guess just identify all of what it is that that is contributing to this awesome outcome that you happen to see. And of course, feel free to keep replicating it, maintain it, sustain it. And if again, if you're looking to get better, then of course, identify those areas that you need to improve upon, and then make those. It's not going to be easy, because I'll and this is where I'll say this, I'll throw myself out voluntarily, but just find ways to incrementally just get better, piece by piece. It may not all be at one particular time, but again, just as long as you're consistently trying. And I know for me, one thing that I can really say is, y'all, I love me some sleep. I love me some sleep. I love me some sleep. Oh Lord, y'all. Man, if I as much as I am dedicating, I'll say as much as I've dedicated, and I'm dedicating my time to building up these kingdoms, again, to help out the heaven, to do what I can to help the heavenly kingdom, help ourselves, and help everyone else. Listen, it is all too easy for me to hey, when that alarm goes off, hit the snooze and go and get another 15, 30 hours sleep or whichever. But again, I'm still I'm still piecing everything together. But nonetheless, though, I know that I'm work. That's one particular thing that I'm trying to improve upon myself as well. And I got a little bit of a plan. Like right now it's 11:13, so of course we're gonna be on here. We're gonna go through. We're gonna do our talking for this next hour. I'm gonna shut things down. What I'm gonna try doing now is one, getting up earlier, but also because I a lot of times I tend to record into the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, just the early mornings of the day. I'm gonna start shutting it down at midnight, but yeah, no, I am gonna have to make up for it by getting the heck up a heck of a lot earlier than when I've been getting up. I still am gonna have to find a way to get my 8 hours of sleep, because I love me some sleep, man. I love me some sleep, and one of the quick. I'm still trying to figure out my body as to whether or not it's I don't know. Getting the whole journey to self improvement is it's a journey. I don't know why I started out with that, but it really is something. But nonetheless, though, it's rewarding at the same time. Even through the darkest and deepest parts of it. So, but yeah, I'm me doing a whole lot of talking or whichever. That's just, I'm just doing a little bit of something. But I do have, and I want to first give a shout outs to Buzzsprout. All right, reason why is because that question that I just answered, that was just me just thinking off the top. But Buzzsprout is, one of the sources that I do happen to use whenever it is that I'm trying to come up with some good questions to ask, for, whoever it is that we happen to have on, whether not only just the Royal High Table with just myself and just you guys, but, whenever it is that I'm thinking about, or whenever it is that we're doing an episode of the Royal Round Table where it's myself, Samaya, JC, Kelvin, again, got the other folks as well. So, let me see. I'm going to try to pick out a question for us. We may have answered this question before, but nonetheless, I'ma still ask it, right? Right? The first or the second question, technically, would be, what or where did you grow up? Where did you grow up, and did that affect who you became? All right, that is very, very big. I'm gonna say that one more time. I'm gonna say it one more time. All right, in case nobody heard me. Those in the back didn't hear me. All right, one, and it's a two-part question, but one, where did you grow up, and how did that impact the person who you became? All right. And of course, it's just me right now. It's just me doing the talking at this moment. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna give y'all a quick answer, or I'll give y'all an answer, not a quick answer. An answer that I have in terms of where did I grow up? I mean, I don't know why I'm sitting up here acting like like there's 101 places to say. Nah. I grew up here, Fort Myers, Florida. All right, I don't want to mess around and give away too much my location, but shoot, even more specific, where it is that like that I this house right here that we're in, been right up here in the same house. I'm 23 years old. We've been here since 2001. And big shout outs to my mom, and again, many blessings, and rest in peace to her soul. She got this house when I was way back young, and all the way up until this particular point, man. We still got it. We're still maintaining it. It's crazy to see it now as well. I won't go too far on a tangent, because I know that the first part of the question was very simple. Where did you happen to grow up here? Fort Myers, Florida. More specifically, we happen to stay in the, how should I say? It's not North Fort Myers. Where we stay right by Palm Beach. For those who are familiar with Southwest Florida geography, we stay over in the area of Palm Beach. And just to give a little bit more of a description, it's literally no more than 5 minutes away from the bridge that connects Fort Myers to North Fort Myers. And in terms of, I guess, what I was about to say, I think it'll honestly touch over in that second question for, I guess I went through and asked a completely different question of what Buzzsprout asked, because now that I'm reading what they have, it says, did that affect who you became, right? And the weird thing about that question is, I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, and because I know for me that it has impacted who I became. I'm interested to get any feedback for if there is someone out there who, like, their environment that they grew up in did not play a role in who they became. I know that was certainly the case for me. And not only that, there's 101 ways to take this question and run with. I know for, like, the specific area that I happen to stay in, pardon me if this happens to come off a certain type of way, but it's definitely the low. I'm dancing around it. It's the hood. All right, I grew up in the hood, but more or less, man, I've been around here so long, it's a crazy and weird thing, because as scary as perhaps it may be to folks outside, or just to folks that aren't used to the area, it's, let's say this, I remember it being way more scarier, or way more intimidating, way more menacing, way more formidable, whatever adjective that you want to, whichever like-minded adjectives that you want to utilize for it. I remember it that being the case back when I was coming up, again, 4, 5, 6, 7, even all the way up until the early teens. Nowadays, I don't, it's not as, it's not so scary anymore. Not to say, and I'll say this, not to say that nothing can't pop off. I don't want to give off that impression. Like, I don't even mean to well, I keep me with all these disclaimers. Like, I know one thing that I happen to see that like a consistency that I've seen within our area. Big shout outs to FMPD, but they definitely be rolling through. They definitely are rolling through and ever so prevalent over in our where we happen to stay. Even more, just to give you guys more of a heads up. Again, I would only folks who are. I guess only folks who are like very familiar with the Southwest Florida geography would know what I mean when I say this. But we stay over in with where we're located. We're located in the First Ward. I know police. They've been I'll say this. Especially driving over in this particular area, if you have a tendency to speed, and this is for my folks here in Southwest Florida, if you have a tendency to speed, and in Ward 1, you might want to watch your speed, all right? Because FMPD, they definitely have a huge tendency to hide out. Oh, yo, what's up, Hillary? What's up, Hillary? Yo, it's popping. Yo. Another episode of the podcast, The Royal High Table, man. Right now, we're just, talking a little bit, one, about, like, self-care, health, I said health-care. I guess, yeah, health. A little bit of self-care, as well as, the question that we was answering was where did you grow up, and did that affect who you became? All right, so, but getting back to the point, I know, again, I'm still on a tangent. Like, I guess, just overall, not to say that has FMPD played a huge part? Nah, I won't. Not an overly amount, because I hadn't encountered. It's not like I've had run-ins with the law so many times, or the run-ins that we had were so magnificent to the point that I need to go down to a jail cell or whatever. So it's not on that type of time. I know that I'm just talking about that's a consistency that I've seen hanging on. Oh, it said, oh, we got somebody else. Oh, okay. Oh, we got somebody said, can I talk to you? Okay. May I have your name first, my good sir? Listen, I'd love to bring you on. I could send you an invite, but, like, what's your name? Wow, what's it called? For all the other folks, I know that, like, on Twitch and, whichever other platforms that you happen to see. Ooh. Oh, Isu. Oh, okay. And you say you want to talk. I'm going to send the invite right now. All right? Now, I will say this. All right, now, I don't mean to treat you like a kid or anything, but I'll say this. Now, I'm going to bring you on, but please be on your best behavior now, because any weird stuff, I will have to remove you. But let me go ahead and... Okay, no. Ooh, wait, oh, snap. How do I invite folks? You said no. Oh, wait, hold up. Decline. Oh, you don't want to be brought up? Oh, okay. It's okay. It's all good. Yeah, no, my fault. I thought that you wanted to be brought on, but either way though, yeah, no, we can definitely talk here. Pardon me. Listen, it's all. Don't worry. I'm not here to. Not again, and I don't want to mispronounce your name, Isuru. Which either way, it's beautiful. Oh, Sri Lanka. Oh, snap. Okay, yo, listen. What's it called? We have Isuru, and pardon me if I happen to butcher the pronunciations. But we have Isuru from Sri Lanka, and again, he, right now he's texting me up on Instagram, the live stream. He's showing the live stream some love. So big shout outs to you. I guess what I'll do is this, because I know that right now it's just doing a good bit of talking. I have a question for you, right? So, because right now I was just, answering, right? Like, where did you grow up, and did that affect who you became, right? So you can feel free to answer that question, or if you don't want to answer that question right now, just because I know that you wanted to talk, but I want to get to know you better. Like thank you. I know, of course, you see me. You can ask me whatever questions you want, but I like to get to know you a bit further. So, Isuru, I know you're from, Sri Lanka. I was about to say, like, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, how old are you? Also, what time is it over? also, what time is it over where you're from? Oh snap! Nah, we'll give Isuru a little bit of time to. You're 23 too. Okay. I'm 23 as well. I know I'm 23 as well. I know I just said that, but okay. Well, so Isuru, like, what time is it over where you're from? And also, I'll say this. Pause. Right? How often have you, like, checked out my content? You said where you from? I done knocked this over. I'm from Southwest Florida, within the United States. Yeah. But for our other folks watching, right? To continue on the point, I guess there is a difference that I happen to see between like the area that I grew up in, like back when I was a kid, to like I mentioned that it was more menacing, again, it seemed more dangerous, much more scarier. I guess these are some of the indicators that I'm seeing. I remember, like, when we were growing up, right? There was this house, right? Like, from where I'm living right now, there was this house that was like, right there was so many different scary things. Like, there was like a house around the corner from where we lived, and it's positioned right on the corner. I know it's a good thing I don't know the gentleman's name, because I don't want to mess around and I'm not trying to get into too much. What I can say is there was a house right around the corner from where I happen to live. The house was filled with bullet holes. I know that for the gentleman who lived in that house, they actually and I won't say who I was with, but I was with a friend on a particular day, and invited us, into the house. We was talking. I don't even know what the heck it is that we were talking about, but I know that he ended up showing me, like, he showed off, his awesome artillery, his awesome arsenal that he had on him, and I just remember I was like, damn, this dude is really packing. But once I saw that, I got right the hell up out of there, man. I was real young, and this was I guess one of the first times. I won't even say it was the first time that I've seen a gun up close and personal. I'll say this: I was definitely scared. But there's that particular thing, in which now in that same house that I'm thinking of, it's been vacant for several years. But there's a whole new family, whole new group living there, whichever. Oh, and also Isuru, to answer your question, I am not a singer. Well, at least not yet anyway. I am a musician, so I do rap. In which, by the way, I'm glad Isuru, he threw me up a lob so smooth. I actually need to tell all of y'all about this. I just ended up releasing a single yesterday. It's called Shine Bright, and it's out now on all it may be still getting released to Spotify, but it's on it's on a lot of the streaming platforms right now as we speak. I know YouTube is guaranteed it's on there. Actually, now that I come to think about it, it's got to be on Instagram because I was able to leave it on my note. So yeah, no, it's definitely out now on all platforms. New single, Shine Bright, all right, out now. Y'all go check that thing out. But to answer your question, no, Isuru, it's okay. I understood what you meant. It's all good. I understood what you meant. Really, the reason why I answered the question the way how I answered the question was because, typically speaking, I rap. I know that I may have a song or two where like I'll have like some vocals on it or whichever, but for the most part, I rap. Now, granted, the king is still improving every single day, so singing is eventually going to be incorporated into the umbrella. But pardon me, I'm all over the place, whichever. I'm gonna hurry up and answer the question, right? Where I grew up, I do remember it being I do remember a lot of good life lessons being taught in the area. One of the main ones being that life isn't fair. One of the main things being life isn't fair. You're not always. I won't even. No. I'm not even going to word it that way because the way how I was about to word what I was about to say, what I was about to say was about to be real light. This is really what I mean to say. The people who you may think are supposed to support you, are supposed to be down for you, are supposed to be, like in the trenches, going through, like just really right by your side as you're going through things. Their life is so all over the place. There's no guarantee that'll happen. There's no guarantee that'll happen. And I done seen way too many. I done encountered a whole lot of tough situations, tough circumstances. Where I faced them alone, just without the support of anybody outside of the heavenly kingdom. So I know that's another tough life lesson that was learned. And I think another big lesson is this: as tough as it may be in life, you definitely have to. And I was telling my people within my kingdoms this: you just have to get better. That's and it's a real. It almost. I guess in some capacity, to some degree, it may be insensitive, just due to the fact of it's just due to I'm gonna answer that question in just a minute. Just due to the fact of there's so many different. There's again, we were talking about it beforehand. There's a whole lot of good moments. There's a whole lot of good things that comes with life. There's a whole lot of good that people experience. There's also a whole lot of bad. There's also a whole lot of negative. And is with as tough as the world may be, to simply just ignore feelings and and sort of kind of cast them off to the side is definitely not what you want to do. I'll say outright just unhealthy. But you do have to find a way to be the better, be the greater, be the best version of yourself that you can be, so that you can overcome said challenges. Because again, the life ain't gonna get easier. For life, God ain't gonna, for good reason. There's no cutting down the difficulty in life. So you definitely got to go through and adjust to the game speed, adjust to the game difficulty, and ultimately, just adjust to it and win. Whatever your version of win is. Now, part of me again doing a whole lot of talking. We gotta get to some of the good stuff, man. We definitely gotta get to what I mentioned earlier on, the I'll say the passing of rich homie Quan, which rest in peace his soul, and also we gotta get to the assassination attempt of Donald Trump. Now, Isuru, to answer your question, I do a lot of different things, right? But one of the things that I do is, I have two businesses. I am the king, the emperor, the founder, the owner, and the CEO of the internal sphere and the external sphere. Just to answer your question in short. So, yeah. How about this, right? I'm not going to give that out right now on the live, but you can send me a text, or just text me on Instagram your number, and then I'll go ahead and send you a text on WhatsApp, and I got you, Isuru. But let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up the source. External world. Oh, no. Okay. So now the first article that I have for you guys that we're going to go through and read is actually going to be it's the Fox 5 Atlanta article, in which again I'm providing y'all with this information. Y'all definitely make sure that y'all go through and take your time to review the source as well. Just because again you got to fact check your sources. Always, especially in today's time. But how long is? It's not any. I don't think it's anything terribly too long. But I'll go ahead and get started. So the article again, Fox 5 Atlanta. The head caption is "Rich Homie Quan's death. Atlanta police release incident report of rapper's death." All right. Now the brief. The Atlanta Police Department has shared the incident report from the officer who responded to the death of rapper Rich Homie Quan. Right? Hold on. I'm just going to reposition some things around here. Right? In the report, the rapper's girlfriend said she found his body on the sofa after taking her son to school. Right? The rapper's brother says that he placed him on the couch overnight after finding him sleeping on the kitchen floor with food in his mouth. Whoa. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna hold off I'm gonna hold off any further interruptions or reactions. All right. A newly released incident report by the Atlanta police is shedding new light on the death of rapper Rich Homie Quan. All right. The Atlanta rapper, whose real name is DeQuantes Devontae Lamar, died at his home on September the 5th. He was 34 years old. In the report, the responding officer says he was told by Lamar's girlfriend, Amber Williams, that she woke up and found that Lamar was not in the bedroom. Right? After finding him asleep on the sofa, Williams told the officer she left to take her son to school. The officer writes that Williams returned home and took a nap, waking up at around 11 a.m. to check on Lamar. When she touched his body, she noticed it was cold and called 911. TMZ released a 911 call on the day of Lamar's... It keeps saying death. I'm going to switch it to passing. TMZ released the 911 call on the day of Lamar's passing. During the phone call, Williams said that she found Lamar's lifeless body on the couch. While on scene, she says, "I did not observe any foul play. Mr. Lamar did not appear to be alert, conscious, or breathing," the officer wrote in his report. Mrs. Williams advised me that Mr. Lamar did not have any medical or underlying diseases. The officer later spoke to Lamar's brother, Andre Mumford, who told him that he had woke up at around 3 a.m. and found the rapper asleep on the floor near the kitchen counter. Mr. Munford advised me that it was unusual because he had food in his mouth. The officer wrote, he lifted him up and put him on the sofa. While multiple reports suggested the father of 5 died from a drug overdose, the Fulton County Medical Examiner told Fox 5 they are awaiting test results before releasing the cause of death. An autopsy report took place on Friday. Okay, and then now it's the final parts, but this part is this next piece. All right, is focusing on Rich Homie Quan's career. All right, it's just a little bit less within the article. All right. And Isuru, to answer your question, or I'm not certain what you mean by your question. Could you elaborate a little bit further? I'm going to continue reading this article regarding Rich Homie Quan, but just let me know what you mean by that. All right. Okay. So it says, when did Rich Homie Quan's career begin? Rich Homie Quan began rapping in 2011. His mainstream success was Type of Way in 2013. His single Flex, okay, was also well received. He was nominated for various BET Hip Hop Awards, including Best New Artist and Best Club Banger in 2014 and 2015. He was also nominated for iHeartRadio Music Awards Hip Hop Song of the Year in 2016. He also joined Young Thug on the Cash Money Records project Rich Gang, and often collaborated with rappers 2 Chainz and Jacquees. Big shout outs to Jacquees, big shout outs to 2 Chainz. Lamar was born in Atlanta and played baseball while attending Ronald McNair Senior High School with the aspiration of playing professionally. He briefly attended Fort Valley State University before reportedly dropping out because of money. The rapper was scheduled to perform on September the 19th at the State Farm Arena with Nick Cannon, Rip Michaels, Waka Flocka, Mardo. I think this is intended to say Nardowick, but it says Mardowick, Lil Boosie, and others. Right, and then lastly, it says the family planning for Rich Homie Quan's funeral. On Monday, Quan's father and manager Corey Lamar called into Young Jock Street Morning Takeover Radio to say that the family plans to make the rapper's funeral public to celebrate his connections with the fans. While Corey Lamar said he initially wanted to do a quick private session to start the healing process, he changed his mind. Without the fans, there would be no Quan. That's what his father said. While Lamar did not give any specific details about the service, the family told people that information about the celebration of life will be shared soon. In which, at this point now that I'm going through reading this, I know that it may there's some details that's a little let's just say I'm getting to this article I don't know how many days late, but I'm definitely getting to it late because I know that the this service has already, I believe, I'm pretty certain it's already happened because I know I've seen a clip of DC Young Fly speaking. But all in all, still though, that is all the information from this Fox 5 Atlanta news article. But you guys definitely make sure that you guys go check out the article. Double check some of the things that, double check what I just read off to you guys, and also feel free to check out other sources as well. Now, granted, we also have another article. I won't read the entire thing, just because I know that we'll also be getting over to Donald Trump's. Well, I was about to say, I definitely got to make sure to. Read a good bit, read at least the significant parts of this next article, because the next article is talking more about Rich Homie Quan's Like it's talking more about his career, right? Now, even still this in terms of my thoughts, heading into this article, before I heard the news, or I guess as I was hearing the news, I was caught off guard, definitely. I was not expecting to I didn't wake up or whichever. I believe it was, at least when I found out about it, it was the middle of the day. I was not expecting to hear that Rich Homie Quan ended up passing over. Especially, I didn't know that he was as young as 34, but I definitely knew that he was young, though, because he was. But it's when I heard it, it's one of those things where it's like I didn't expect it because of knowing how young he is, but also it's one of those things where, for what it is that we just heard. And which what I'm about to say is it may be the obvious thing to say, but there's clearly more to it. There's more to. I don't know what other details they may be. It's definitely weird just hearing because in terms of what was reported, at least in this article, right? The facts laid out on the table was. Rich Homie Quan was laid, again, sleeping on the floor at 3 a.m. Food not fully eaten, or not fully digested, or whichever. Brother, put him on the couch and all that. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions in which the questions that I'm about to ask now, they may be already answered, because I would imagine that there's more information that came out since then. But hey, yo, Isuru, I'm mentioned it beforehand. I'm King Zachariah. Oh, okay. Thank you. But yeah, no, I'm King Zachariah. But it's very, there's something missing, cause there seems to be a lot missing. How do you, what it's like? What's the dealio? 3 a.m. in the morning, sleeping on the floor, food in his mouth or whichever. I don't know. There's a lot of what led up, what happened on said day, on that day. There's still a lot of questions about that. I know one of the things that I heard initially was talks of like a overdose or something like that, in which. I guess I can definitely see that, because passed out on the floor again, hadn't eaten the food that was already within the mouth. It's just there's just a lot there. Like, what the heck happened? There's more. There's in terms of just the logical telling of the story. There's more to it than just okay. Found him sleeping on the floor, put him on the couch. We went to go, everybody went to go and handle their day, and then, come back and notice still out, he's still out sleeping. That's very short, quick, and simple. And then I know that, I believe it was also mentioned within the article that there was no history of there was no other health history or anything like that. Even though that might be something that needs to be looked a little into, because not saying I don't know how relevant this is, but I do know that Rich Homie did have a stroke, did have a heat stroke some years ago, right? And I mean, in terms of how to get a heat, like that fact that I just threw up in the mix, it may not be important, so I don't mean to say that as if it's something, but just me in my mind, it's I don't know. Even with the bit of research that I thought that I was doing, bringing it into, you know, I'll say this. I'm glad that we were able to go through and read it, but there's, in terms of like the what happened leading up to it, yeah, I think that there's going to need to be some more answers, because the question mark, I guess. I'm trying to think of if there's any other question marks. My big question mark is what the heck happened on what the heck happened on that day leading up to him sleeping on the floor, because that just doesn't make sense. You know, but nonetheless, so I don't want to, you know, keep going through and dwelling on that. It was, of course, you know, Fox 5 Atlanta. They went through and they talked about a good bit of or talked about, you know, just quick snippets of his career. And his music is definitely what made a very big impact. Even as I was reading the article, you know, just reading it, like that's always gonna be that's a classic, man. It's definitely a classic. He has so many of them, in my opinion. I'm gonna just go down the list of songs that I really like from Rich Homie. What is it called? Type of Way was one. Type of Way is one. I just said Flex. I know some of my personal favorites listening to Rich Homie Quan was Do You Remember, with, I want to say, Kayla Brianna. I know it was a lady singer, but Kayla Brianna. I know he had another song called Redbone, which they took the instrumental from Childish Gambino's Redbone, and they threw that Atlanta trap on it, and it came out amazing. I've got to say, I like that. There's I'll say this, especially in moments and times where I'm grinding on something, or I'm like I know for sure that like I'm going through the process of trying to make myself better. Like, even if there isn't music playing, there are songs that I'll play in my head, right? And I, again, rest in peace to Rich Homie, and I'm so thankful that he made this song. But my all-time favorite song from Rich Homie is a song that he's got called Never Fold, right? In which another song that I really liked of him came up, and I'll talk a little bit behind that. But he's got a song called Never Fold, man. Maybe it's just when did I hear that song? I know I heard that song when I was in the 12th grade, in which that particular year, you know, overall that was a good year, but it definitely came with you said, how about Billie Eilish? Oh, okay. I'm gonna continue with Billie Eilish, but I'll say Isuru. Go ahead, give me some further context. What about Billie Eilish? I had not done a whole lot of looking and researching into Billie Eilish, though I'm very interested to learn more of what it is that you're looking to talk about. Just because, and when I say this, by no means am I trying to dig. I know I heard about her back when back during COVID time or whichever, and I'd always been interested to hear more about like what she was up to since that point, because I hadn't heard a lot about her. But that's not a her doing something or whichever. That's more of a me not doing, you know, perhaps me not paying as much attention to what's going on in society. So I won't put that on Billie. Big shout outs to her, by the way. But I'm trying to think. I had to make my mind up that I can't go back, bro. They saying that my time on my back against the ropes. Oh, wait, hold up. My fault. Oh, no. I need you to get back up. Nah. But that Never Fold is, I don't know. It's I guess this is another weird thing too. I guess it's not weird. Whenever it is that I listen to Rich Homie's like when I listen to a song of his, he's not from Fort Myers. Again, I just mentioned he's from Atlanta, but when I listen to his songs, like, it's something about it that speaks to the Fort Myers essence, right? And it's funny that we're talking about this now. And also, we answered the question that we answered a little bit beforehand about where'd you grow up? Did that affect who you became? And me, throwing in the part of, hey, listen, growing, just if there's anything that growing up here in Fort Myers taught me, is that one, life ain't fair. Two, the people who, you can't expect. Let me rewind. One, life ain't fair. Two, you can't rely or don't expect to, don't expect and don't feel entitled to help from anybody on the outside world. And that same sort of lesson that is also extended to even whoever it is that you feel is close to you, whether that be best friends, whether that be acquaintances, best friends, families, that lesson still applies to them as well. It's something about the rich, like when I listen to his songs, and I keep going back to Never Fold, because that just takes me back to it. Like when I listen to his songs, it takes like memories of my childhood, memories of my time growing up here in Fort Myers is what plays in my mind. And I especially remember Rich Homie songs, or like his songs really hitting when I was up in Tallahassee, and I wasn't in Fort Myers, and I was just thinking of back home, and just putting on one of his songs, it takes me back to the times of me being so young, sitting up in the back seat, my mom driving me to wherever it is that she's driving me to, and looking out the window, just observing the scenery or whichever, just taking in the moment, just knowing this, my, in terms of what I had to worry about or deal with from life, it being significantly less than what I'm dealing with now. It's just Rich Homie songs, it take me back in time, man. I know that there's another song he's got called Still Sinning. That's another one that I really like. I know he got another song with Young Thug called Tell Him Too that I really like and I really enjoy as well. But I don't even mean to go through and do too much. I guess talk too much on a tangent. I know pretty soon I'm gonna go through and touch on that article that I have for Donald Trump, but let me see, Anne-Marie, best friends. Okay, all right. Because and pardon me for everybody who happens to be tuning in elsewhere. We got Isuru, which by the way, big shout outs to him. Because he is, and he's throwing in some information about Billie Eilish. Now, what I will is, I'm going to ask you this question, Isuru. What is your favorite song from Billie Eilish? Go ahead and let me know. And also, I need to know why, too. You need to go through and tell me. Tell me a little bit of something now. All right? All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to exit out of this Fox 5 one. And let me see what this article, by the way, this article is from Grammy.com. Let me see. It's still not letting me. If it doesn't, then it's cool. But okay, it's fine and dandy. What we'll do is actually this, right? Because I have intentions on this. I guess today's episode of the Royal High Table, I still have got to make up my mind as to whether or not I'm going to start doing this every single day. I might get ambitious, y'all. I might get real ambitious and do it just because of the fact that I'm so, when it comes to consistency, I am consistent. We constantly get out content when it comes to our news platform, like our news related content videos. We get out content when it comes to our gaming. We do so many different things, whether that be music making, whether that be vlogging, whether that be podcasting. And even though, again, I'll say this, we're at a certain particular time, so it may be a little bit before y'all see us back at Join Empire or whichever. We still have the capabilities to do what we've always been doing. But what I'll say is, for that article, when I say all that to say, that article that I was talking about, I may go through and just reserve that for tomorrow's episode for us to go through and look at. But what we will talk about now is this article that I have. Funny enough, is also from Fox News. That's going to be another challenge as well. Come tomorrow, if we I'm certain that we're going to revisit these topics, but I'll choose another other articles to talk about. Just because, let's just say this: if there is a contrast between the two, then we're gonna note that contrast. If there's some things that happens to line up or whichever, then of course I guess that'll further tell us about the story of what's going on. But also at the same time too, we gotta maintain a sense of not doubt, but a sense of what if there's more to it than what it is that we happen to see, or what it is that is made available to us, because stuff like that happens all the time, whether or not people acknowledge it or not. But looking at Isuru, ooh, okay, it's your favorite song, and that's your ringtone. Okay. Now you still got to answer, right? Why is it your favorite song? What do you like about it? Like, it could be something like, it speaks to you emotionally, or let's just say you really like the way that it sounds. Give me a reason. All right. Meanwhile, we're going to go through and we're going to talk about this article from Fox News about the assassination. The second one on Donald Trump. And I'll go through and read everything top to. Am I going to read everything top to bottom? Let me see. Luckily for us, it is not a very long article, so I will read everything top to bottom. And pardon me if I happen to be sniffling so much. Every time I do a whole lot of talking, it's just what happens. But let's see. Okay. Trump assassination suspect wrote chilling letters months before golf course plot. Alright. So, okay. It says Ryan Wesley Ralph called on others to make attempts on Trump's life. Now, this was by Anders, and pardon me for not doing this with the previous person, but Anders Hagstrom, and it looks like this was posted. Wow! Oh snap! This was published today at 8:34 and updated at 1:19. So this is pretty recent. I guess in terms of this article being published or whatever. But just reading the article, which, by the way, y'all, foxnews.com, y'all check this article out. Hold up. The song's vibe is very good. I like it. Okay. I like it. Now, Isuru, I like your response, and if you like the vibe, I'ma still send you over to my song that I just recently released. Again, on Spotify now, you type up King Big Daddy Drip, I'll pop up, all my songs will pop up as well. I'm trying to think. Or you could feel free to click on the note in my name, and it should take you. Or you should hear, pardon me, you should hear a quick snippet. But anyway, let's go through. On to the article. It says the Justice Department released a chilling letter written by would-be Trump assassin Ryan Wesley Ralph on Monday. All right, the DOJ obtained The letter from a witness who says that they received it inside a box delivered to them by Ralph several months prior to the assassination attempt. Authorities say the witness opened the box only after hearing Ralph was suspected in the attack. The box contains several handwritten letters as well as ammunition, among other things. Ooh. I may need to clear my nose. One of the letters addressed "Dear World" admitted to an assassination attempt on Trump. He also offered money to anyone willing to finish the job. Oh, whoa. Okay. In the letter, Ralph criticized Trump as unfit for office. The detention memo revealed that Ralph traveled from Greensboro, North Carolina to West Palm Beach on August 14th, a month before the September 15th golf course incident. One of Ralph's cell phones pinged cell towers near Trump's golf course and a Mar-a-Lago residence on multiple days and times from August 18th to September 15th. The detention memo alleged. Investigators say they also found a book Ralph had authored in 2023 titled "Ukraine's Unwinnable War, The Fatal Flaw of Democracy, World Abandonment, and the Global Citizen, Taiwan, Afghanistan, North Korea, World War III, and the End of Humanity." Oh, that is a long title. Okay. The book also discusses a Trump assassination, this time encouraging Iran to carry it out. In the book, Ralph stated he must take part of the blame for the person that we elected for our next president that ended up being brainless, but I am man enough to say that I misjudged and made a terrible mistake in Iran. I apologize. You are free to assassinate Trump as well as me for that error in judgment and dismantling of the DOJ, or the Department of Justice, documents state. Ralph has been charged federally with possessing a gun with a scratched out number and with possessing a gun illegally as a felon, though more serious charges are likely pending. The weapon had a round in the chamber and was loaded with a total of 11 rounds, the Department of Justice said on Monday. He is appearing before a federal court for a detention hearing. Ralph had searched how to travel from Palm Beach County to Mexico on one of his cell phones, the DOJ alleged. The detention memo also provided a fresh detail on the witness who saw Ralph flee from the sniper's nest. The witness made eye contact with the suspect before Ralph jumped into a Nissan Xterra and sped away. The witness is credited with photographing. Pardon me for the spotty reading. Photographing the vehicle and reporting it to law enforcement. Ralph will likely face additional charges in the coming days, which could include aggravated assault for allegedly pointing the rifle at a Secret Service agent and making threats against a former president. State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg previously told Fox News Digital. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said in a press conference Tuesday that Florida will pursue more charges against Ralph and that his offense should merit life in prison. All right. Okay, now that's the article top to bottom. I do encourage you guys to go through and read this article. There may be more information, I would imagine, especially because this was just done. I was about to say today. Technically, it right now it's like 12:11. So technically it was posted yesterday. But you guys definitely want to go through and check check out this article just to make sure that you're not missing any information. Now I will say this, right? This bit of information that I just read was information that I did not miss. Again, because I'll say this, right? I'm gonna get into something a little personal, right? But I won't hang there too much because this is not a personal issue. But I try not to, when it comes to the news, and I'll say when it comes to social media, reporting out the news, I try not to get too much into the details. Or let's just say listen to other people tell me about the details. Only the reason being is because for whatever, let's just say whatever it is that I'm hearing, opinions are filtering that whole. There's opinions, beliefs, whether they've been rightly proven or not. There's a whole lot of bias that's up in there that's filtering whatever it is that I'm hearing. So I try not to. I'll get the, hey, okay, something happened, okay, cool. That's all I need to know. Something happened, I'll go through it and look into it, whenever it is that I happen to have the chance. So the information of Routh planning this out, all these different months in advance, that was not something that was mentioned and told to me. It is something of interest as well. Because I know that for the first assassination attempt, I guess I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I know too much, but I know that there was a shot that was fired, and again over in the ear area for Trump. What I do notice is I may have to go through and reread the article, but I'm not hearing anything of something being fired. Maybe I should just, probably just, I won't say assume. It's just, for whatever reason, I'm not hearing that part. I'm not recalling that part within what Fox just said, which I do happen to, is a point of interest. I don't know, maybe, because right now I'm talking about things that I don't know. I don't know, maybe the Secret Service got to him beforehand or whichever. I don't know. But I do notice that part. I'm trying to think what else. I think this is the one with what it is that I'm about to say. It may be controversial, or let's just say this. It may be controversial, not because what I'm about to say itself is controversial, but I think it's going to be controversial because of it's strictly who the person of interest that it entails, right? So this is and this is what I'll say, right? And I've said this before in an episode of the Royal Roundtable. The one thing that, as we're coming about the assassination attempts on President Trump, and with this little bit that I'm about to say is there. I'm some of my opinions or whatever beliefs is coming out, but the fact of the matter is I don't know, and I'm not gonna. It's one of those things where, when I first heard from the folks who were telling me about this second assassination attempt and the first assassination attempt, there was definitely a good bit of contempt in folks. I guess folks' heart, folks' mind, or there's definitely a good bit of contempt for Donald Trump. All right, and so I guess truthful, because it's one of those things where I'm hearing the fact that there was assassination attempts made. Again, I don't know all about conspiracy theories, but I have like a idea of some of the fact that there are conspiracy theories that exist out there, and also taking into account the fact that the folks that I'm hearing, the news come from, within my personal life, is how should I say, again, biased in a negative way towards Trump. I honestly, whenever it is that I came across the news for both for those attempts, I honestly, I was like, I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think, because it's I know that there might be some weird business going on behind the scenes, but I also know that whether folks know it or, like, I'm hearing a whole lot of weird funny business going from the public's reaction to what's going on. So I really don't know what to make of it. But as I'm again all over the place, but this is where I'm really trying to go. My unpopular opinion, maybe controversial opinion, is that even with all of with all the negative things that folks may say about Trump, all the this is what I want to say. Regardless of who it is, like, wishing death on somebody is not cool. I just enough with the disclaimers. I'm gonna just get right to it. Wishing death, praying death, hoping death, saying that someone deserves death, that's not cool. One, and not saying that it's supposed to be cool, but it's not cool. One, two, that's a hell of a serious thing for folks to be coming out and just saying, like, that's a hell of a serious thing for folks to be coming out and just saying, with just to just be saying it in the way that they're saying it. And I'll say it's a very weird thing, because as I was hearing all the news about, like, again, about the assassination attempts, politics have, especially me being a political science major and knowing that, whatever tricks that folks think one side's doing, really all sides are really doing the same thing. So there's not as many prohibitive good guys and bad guys as folks may like to think. But so when I'm thinking about especially this upcoming election, I really don't have a dog in this fight. I don't trust too much of any. It don't matter who, I know that Kamala and Trump are running up against each other. I don't necessarily trust anybody. I don't necessarily. That's just where I'm at with it mentally. But just hearing, there's, again, the amount of conversations and discussions that I've had with folks, like with folks trying to justify saying that it's some cool things to say that another person should die, or another person should do this or should do that. Yeah, or they deserve to be killed and this and that and blase. That's the reason why that rubs me, that sort of kind of rubs me the wrong way, is just knowing how fickle people are, right? In which, I guess I say all that to say this, right? With as bad as Trump, and which I'm not, by no means am I defending Trump, but it's one of those things where a key element in this whole discussion, right? And again, when we're just talking about Trump's, we're talking about the assassination attempts. It the social component, and I'll say the social approval or disapproval, the social love and regard versus the social hate and discontent. That is a real big thing in here, and component within this situation. And I think that people need to check, or people need to be, like, people on an individual level. And I guess on a larger scale as well, but I just know that it's easier to do it on an individual basis. People definitely need to be weary of that, because just generally speaking, a lot of, like, I guess the thought that's on my mind is there are a number of different instances where there's a dichotomy. There's two celebrities who, you know, they both went through and either done the same thing or they done something very similar. All right, now on one side of the coin, this person was crucified. This person deserves the worst that could get, that life can throw at them, this and that, blase, 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 you know. And meanwhile, on the other side, the person who also done whether it be a celebrity or whoever, done the same exact thing, and because person on the other side may have, let's say they got one or two songs, or they got these classic albums, or they got this or they got that happens to really resonate with the people. You know, people tend to give that person another chance, even despite what negative bad thing that people do. I say all that to say this: people are very the public of. Oh! Thank you so much, Isuru. Hey, yo, you feel free to take care. And also, I know my fault answering your question. I have made songs again. Just feel free to check out. Check me out on Spotify, King Big Daddy Drip. But thank you so much for your time, though. I'm about to get ready to wrap up as well. But you have a good one. You take care, and you know, I'll see you come tomorrow or come the next time that I get back on live. But to answer you guys, right? To finish off this particular thought before you know I do go through and you know we end out this episode. It's the court of, I guess the court of public opinion is a very, very fickle thing. I'm not saying that there. I mean, well, shoot. Honestly, if I were to go through and research, I'm sure that I could find an example of somebody who's done something very, very similar to Donald Trump, or you know, just some that does some of the same stuff, and for whatever reason, you know, I'm trying to, pardon me, because I'm trying to get all my words together. There's always folks who went through and done the same thing. One person have the public support and appreciation especially whenever it is that they go through troubling times or whichever. They have that grace, and other folks, you know, not so lucky, not so fortunate. I think if there was anything, not that, you know, people are going to do what people are going to do, but that again, if there's any thought that's just on my mind, it's just that people need to definitely need to be more aware. People definitely need to. I'll say that people need to. And I remember I read this in a book that I'm reading, Rich Dad Poor Dad. People, I mean, it seems like people are thinking with or let's just say their emotions are leading them, right? That's what it seems like. It seems like their emotions are leading them, you know, especially in this particular case. Again, everybody, oh yeah, well, hey, somebody, shoot, there should have been there should have been someone else better to come and get the job done, this and that, and blase blase. It's like, no, that's not anything cool. And the thing that it's a very weird thing, because people wouldn't realize how absurdly cruel, like how out of pocket they sound until you take the same thing, same treatment, same things that they're saying, same things that they're tweeting, all that other sort of jazz. You take that and apply that to any other person, especially somebody that everybody loves, that it wouldn't really, for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to hit and the point doesn't seem to resonate until, you know, something like that happens. It's like, no, that's you know, again, I've got no dog in this upcoming election or whichever, so, you know, there's that, you know, I'm not completely on board for what, for all the things that Trump has done, whichever. I also, it can be objective enough to know that for whatever it is that he's done, there's I'm sure that it's benefited more people than it's benefited more people than certain folks are given credit for. I think that's another thing that's also, I guess I think that's another thing that's also in this particular that's in this whole pot of Donald Trump and all the attention and stuff that circulated around him. But yeah, no, I just think people just need to be more mindful of that, man. Because again, that's not that's I don't know, that's a lot more cold than what people may think it is, and people may try and write that off, just because of Trump is Trump is this kind of person, Trump is that kind of person, this and that, blase, that it gives folks an excuse to go through and say the worst and do the worst and think the worst or whichever. So I think that more than anything, more than it Trump and what he's done, where my mind is going is just the people using Trump as an example to essentially act. In layman's terms, people using Trump as an example to act a fucking fool. That's really what I think it is. But all in all, though, that's just where my mind is at, man. And I'll say this, I need to do a bit more thinking, and I need to do a bit more research as well, just so that we could have, I'll say, we could progress even further within the relationship, within the conversation, man. But all in all, though, that is all that I've got for this particular episode. Hell, we going over an hour and 30 minutes. I did not intend for it to be this long, but also at the same time, I know that this is just what tends to happen. it's just what tends to happen, man. So, it's all good. But I do want to thank y'all so much for the love and support. Everybody all the way across the board. Our folks on the Internal Spears IG, the folks on, my personal Facebook, the folks on my personal Instagram, all right? And which, by the way, Isuru, big shout outs to you. Big shout outs to everybody else who ended up joining in the Instagram live chat. And Isuru, again, I got you. I'm going to respond to the text. Don't worry about it. I got you, all right? But again, big shout outs to both of the YouTube channels, my personal YouTube channel, the Internal Spears YouTube channel, the Internal Spears Twitch, and of course our wonderful camera catching all the footage. But again, thank you all so much. I'm still going to, we're still on our progress. Again, big ups and major shout outs to the Lord for doing, the Lord and all of the heavenly kingdom for the amazing things that they do for us consistently. Of course, big shout outs and a whole lot of prayers and blessings, out to our kingdoms and empires to continue to, try to be the good, the great, the best versions of ourselves every single day. And much love and much appreciation and blessings going out to all of y'all as well, for keeping the progress going and keeping it flowing, baby. All right, but y'all make sure that y'all like this thing up. I don't care what platform y'all see this on. Y'all give it a like, y'all share, y'all comment, y'all subscribe, all that other sort of jazz. And the most important thing, y'all make sure that y'all stay tuned, stay tapped in, and stay locked in, because the juice over here never stops dripping. All right? All right. I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace, be easy, and as always, y'all stay blessed up.